happy and smart developers, welcome to the coding boat. This is series of UI technologies and this is part 13. So let's begin the session. Today we are going to learn what HTML is having. Already in previous sessions I have explained HTML is series of elements. HTML is series of elements. Now HTML is having elements, content, tags and attributes. Let's see one by one. Before moving forward, I need to explain. Already I have explained HTML is series of elements. How? See, let me explain this point with h1 tag. Here we have h1 tag, then the coding boat. Okay, and then closing h1 tag. So this is completely one element where h1 opening tag, h1 closing tag and this content, the coding boat, this combinedly forms one element. So this is one complete element. Okay, so element is combination of opening tag, closing tag along with its content. Okay, now let's move on. We will learn all these things: element, content, tags and attributes one by one in depth. Okay, now element. Let's see what is element first. An element is nothing but a collection of opening tag, closing tag along with content. Just now I have explained one example of h1 tag. Okay. Now in HTML we have two types of elements. In HTML we have two types of element. Let me revise few points from previous sessions. Already I have explained HTML is series of elements and element is combination of opening tag, closing tag along with its content. Now we have come to know that there are two types of elements. What are those? Let's see one by one. Normal elements and void element. What is normal element? What is void element? Normal element first. Normal elements are used to represent the data. Normal elements are used to represent the data. Here we need to focus. See here represent the data. If we are just representing data to end user, then it means it is normal element. Now let's move forward. Example of h1 tag. Just now we have seen one example. I will show this example practically. Okay, here we have notepad++ editor to write our HTML code. Here HTML opening tag and HTML closing tag. Then we have head opening, head closing. Then we have body opening, body closing. Okay, so this is normal structure of HTML, or we can say web page. Okay, now what I am doing in body, I want to show some data or I want to represent some data to end user. For that purpose what I am doing, I am making use of h1 element. Okay, h1, the coding boat. Closing h1 tag. This is our h1 element, okay, heading element. Now let's check the output. Let me save. Okay, normal types of, we can say, types of element, okay, and extension is .html. Save it. Would you save this document folder instead? Types of HTML. You don't have permission. Save in this location. What is the location? Notepad plus plus. Okay, no problem. Let's save it in desktop. Okay, now let's execute the code. Here it is, our output. See, the coding board, the coding board. Okay, now what I am doing, I am doing same thing using h5 tag. Okay, just for understanding purpose I am keeping same content. Okay, here h5. Okay, done. Let me save the code and then I will refresh it. See here, for understanding purpose I am increasing size of the page. See here, this is output of h1 tag, this is output of h5 tag. So you can see the difference between h1 tag and h5 tag. Okay, and here user can read this data, user can read this data. We are just representing this data to end user. That's the reason h1 is normal element. Okay, h1 is normal element. Then what is second type? What is second type? Let's understand. Void element, another type is void element. Let's understand why we use void element. Void element is used to take the input and not used to represent the data. Let me repeat once again because this is very important point. Why we use void element? Here it is. See, completely opposite to normal element, not used to represent the data. Instead it is used to take the input. Instead it is used to take the input from user. Okay, now let's understand with example. Here is one example. Input type is equals to text, name. You may now, we actually this is one simple example. We need to put this element into form tag because input element is important part of form tag. Okay, that I will show you practically. See here, I am removing br tag. Now what I am doing here is I am taking one form tag, form. What is action, that I will tell you later. Just for understanding purpose, understand what is void element. Okay, so here we have form tag. Inside form we have label. Okay, we have label for is equals to label for name, and here slash label name. name. And then we have input element, input type is equals to text, value is equals to enter your name. Okay, now see, label is pair tag. Let me explain. Here what we are doing, here opening label tag, here closing label tag. So we have both opening and closing, that's why it is paired tag. Okay, here input we don't have closing, that's why it is unpaired tag. Okay, now let's check the output. Let me save the code, save, and refresh the page. Here it is. See, name, this is label, and this is our input box with value enter your name. Here I can enter my name, Mohsin. Okay, now we have another, but this is for taking name from user. But what about password? Okay, for that purpose input type is equals to password value password. Okay, now here before that I have label tag for password password. Okay, and here closing label tag. Let's save the code and just refresh. I need to use one br tag for proper formatting. Br means break line. Now let me refresh. What happened? I have already saved the code, but still it's not working. Wait a minute. Okay, at wrong place I have mentioned br. Now I have changed the code, and now here it is. See, enter your name, Mohsin. Now password, correct. Similarly, I have one another input type. What is that? I will tell you. Please pay attention. Okay, and three labels are there. Now what I am doing, input type equal to radio, name is equals to UI. Here I will have to make changes for CSS, for JavaScript, and for HTML. Now I need to take three radio buttons. Okay, Now let's save the code and refresh. Here is one BR tag is required. We will take two BR tags for proper formatting of the web page, and I am reducing the size for better understanding. Here refresh. See here the coding board, enter your name, Mohsin, password, okay, and then want HTML or CSS or JavaScript. Now let me show one magic. What is that magic? See here, I am able to select only one, which is correct. Either I should select HTML or CSS or JavaScript, correct? So that is happening because of this attribute. See here, input type is radio, and input type is radio. Now here, what is the name? UI. What is the name? UI. What is the name? UI. Same, correct? Because of that, it is able to take only one option from the end user. What will happen if I remove this name? Let's understand by doing it. Okay, what I am doing here, I am removing this and save and save. Here save the code and refresh the web page. Enter name Mohsin, password, okay, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which is not correct. I should select only one option because it is radio button. You can choose only one option. It is not checkbox. Okay. So this is the magic of this attribute. Which attribute? This name attribute. Name is same, that's the reason it will take only one option. Okay. Now suppose I want to select all three, then what I will have to do? I will have to change the type, checkbox, checkbox. Just save the code, refresh the web page. Here it is. Now we are having different representation, correct? See here, Mohsin, password, and then I am able to select HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all three things, correct? So this is the difference between normal element and input element. Okay, let me explain you for better understanding. See here, with the help of h1 tag, with the help of h5 tag, what we are doing, we are just representing data to end user. But with the help of input tag, what we are doing, see here, we are taking users name, taking users password, and asking his options, which thing he want to check, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So in this way we can save users input using input tag. So this is the example of normal element, and this is the example of void element. Okay, normal element is used to represent the data to end user, and void element is used to take input from user. Void element is not used to represent the content to end user. This is the exact difference between normal element and void element. Hope now you have better understanding. Now let's move forward. Input tag specifies an input field where the user can enter data. Input tag specifies an input field where the user can enter data. Now, input element is the most important form element. Just now we have learned in form tag we have different input elements to accept users data. Now, the input element can be displayed in several ways depending on the type of attribute which we are using. Just now we have seen one example with radio and checkbox, correct? Input type is equals to radio, input type is equals to checkbox. Like that, with the help of type attribute, we can display input element in several ways. So please focus here. This is very important tag. Input tag specifies an input field where the user can enter the data. Input tag specifies an input field where the user can enter data. Now let's move on. Type can be checkbox, button, search or text, etc. Let me show this one also. Here, now after entering data, user has to submit the data. For that, what we will do, input type is equals to submit, value is equals to submit. Okay, now let's save the code and check the output. Here it is, we have submit button here. See here, understood? See here, when I am clicking on submit button, this, wait, just focus here. When I'm clicking on submit button, okay, what is happening? Just focus here. Now I'm clicking on submit button. See, it is refreshing, correct? Means this data is going to server. I was talking about action attribute of form tag, that I will explain later. Okay, now suppose what I am doing, I am changing its type. Input type is equals to search. Okay, so now just check. Now we have different type of element here, or we can say that different type of way to represent this void element, correct? Now I am again changing it to submit. Again its way of looking or way of representation will change. See here, save the code and here observe I am clicking on refresh. Okay, here it is again. The way of representation of void element is changed when I change is type attribute. Okay, now let's move on. Semantic element versus non-semantic element. What is it? Semantic and non-semantic, that we are going to learn. A semantic element clearly describes its meaning to both the browser and the developer. Let me repeat once again, this is very important point. Semantic element clearly describes its meaning to both the browser and the developer. Now, non-semantic element does not describe its meaning. Means simply we can say that semantic element is give some meaning, give some meaning to both browser and developer. But non-semantic element does not give any meaning to browser as well as developer. For example, non-semantic element div tag or span tag, it tells nothing about its content, correct? Whereas example of semantic element, we have form tag, we have table tag, we have summary tag, and we have section tag. This, if we observe, then div or span, these are not English words. That's the reason we are not getting any meaning. But on the other hand, if we observe this form, table, summary, section, these are English words, means it is easy to understand, they are giving some meaning. In this way we can say that semantic elements describe its meaning to both browser as well as developer. Semantic element describes its meaning to both browser as well as developer, but non-semantic element does not describe its meaning. Now let's move forward. What is content? Content is data to be displayed. Content is data to be displayed. Let me show you practically. See here, the coding board. The coding board, what is it? It is content which is represented to end user. Okay, so content is data to be displayed to the end user. Content is the data. Content is data to be displayed to the end user. Content is data to be displayed to the end user. Now, in upcoming sessions, we will discuss about tag and attribute. What is, in this session we have learned element, types of element which are normal and void. Then we have learned semantic element and non-semantic element. Then we have learned what is content. Content is data to be displayed to the end user. Okay, in next session we are going to learn what is tag and attribute. In first beginning, in beginning of this session I have already told you that HTML is having what? Element, content, tag and attribute. Hope you remember. If not, they can then you can watch this video again. Okay, so we have learned element, types of element, normal and void, correct? Then we have learned semantic versus non-semantic element. Okay, and just now we have learned what is content. So element is done, content is done. What is remaining? Tag and attribute. These two things, tag and attributes. So these two things we will learn in upcoming session. Okay, thank you.